How am I the newbie here and I have more sense than you? Make it make sense, because it's not giving what it's supposed to have gave. Hey nerds, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing another story time. Yeah. But before we get into that, please leave a like. I really appreciate it and it helps me a lot. Thank you. Now let's get into this. Grab your snacks, grab your drink, get seated. Okay, it's time to listen. So this takes place 6 years ago, my freshman year in high school. A little context before I get into this story. I made the varsity track team being a freshman, and that is a big deal to some people. It was to me at the time because, you know, my first try, I was sat up there with the big dogs. And speaking of the big dogs, some of the big dogs did not like me simply because I was a freshman that took a spot that they worked so hard to get. That came with the job. I didn't let it stop me because I did pretty well that year. And one of these big dogs that did not like me was on the same relay team as me. Do you know how hard it is to work with someone who does not like you or doesn't encourage you in any way, shape, or form? It was awful. My other two teammates were very supportive and they were very welcoming to the fact that, you know, I was in the same caliber as them. Whereas Samantha, as we're going to call her today, she didn't have that same love and energy towards me. So it was kind of disheartening, but you know, whatever. So this story takes place at the regional track meet or that weekend. And, you know, traveling to a faraway place to stay overnight for an athletic competition, there are rules. The main one being that don't skip curfew, you know, be in your hotel room and be in your bed, lights out by 10 p.m. Simple enough to follow. Guess who didn't follow the rule? Freaking Samantha. So me and my teammate, who was a sophomore at the time, we found out that the night before the finals at the regional track meet, Samantha snuck out, got a little tipsy, and hit the vape. Like a lot. And obviously that's not good for people who are athletes. That's gonna, you know, cause a decline in your performance. You're not gonna perform as well. You're just gonna, you know, continually hurting your body. Because when your body isn't in the best shape and you're putting a strain on it, there's gonna be consequences. I'm mad because I'm like, she better not screw this up for us. I'm like, you better get it together. You better sober up real fast. Like that entire morning, Samantha was hung over. Can't make that stuff up. She was hung over at our regional track meet. Now, I want to explain why I was so angry. The reason why I was so angry is because not many freshmen like make varsity their first time, let alone go to freaking regionals the first go around. And I did. I'm not bragging by any means. I'm just simply sharing what happened. Like I said, I had a lot of naysayers being, you know, them being some of the coaches, both from the boy and girl teams, some of the girls that were on the same team as me. It was really hard. So I had to work twice as hard to prove myself, you know, because sometimes medals don't mean, or certificates don't mean anything to anybody. Like, it's just like the simple fact that, you know, people just don't want to believe in you, or they just kind of like talk and look down upon you. So I had to work twice as hard to earn and keep my spot on varsity while keeping up with the seniors and the juniors that were on that team. And the fact that I made it to regionals like that first go around, and the fact that one of my teammates who has been here for 4 years, who was a senior, jeopardized not only the team's chance, but my chance to make it to state, was so infuriating to me. I'm just like, how am I the newbie here and I have more sense than you? Make it make sense, because it's not giving what it's supposed to have gave. Okay? We're getting ready to run our race, right? And so the race starts, tensions are high, because it's the finals, and the finals determine whether you go to state or not, obviously. On the bright side, I can't believe there's a bright side to this story, because, on the bright side, I had ran my fastest PR that year. Like, at the regional level is when I ran the fastest I had ever ran that season. And that was good for me. That was really good for me. And then I ended up getting us a lead. Like, I ended up, like, getting my team, like, a lead by a few meters. So I did really well. Samantha. Good old Samantha. Samantha was third leg. So I ended up passing the baton to her when I was finished running. Samantha started out good, and then when she hit that back stretch of the track, she just got slower and slower and slower. And so I'm on the field pacing, freaking out. My other teammates like, hey T, calm down, it's okay. And I'm like, no, it's not okay, because what the heck? And then not only did she lose the lead that I pushed my ass for our team, we got, like, what were we, like, second to last or something by the time she was done running? And then the fourth leg couldn't even close the gap that she made. So we didn't end up going to state. So Samantha gets off the track. She's done running. And I'm over here like, what the hell was that? And she's out of breath. She's like, I tried my best. I really did. And so I walk off. I'm pissed. While I have people patting me on the back on the way out because I ran the fastest that I ever ran. Like, oh, good job, you did so good. Like, good job, Fishy. Like, good job. You know, Fishy is like what they call the freshman stuff. But I was so mad that I couldn't even enjoy my own personal victory because she cost us everything. When we're packing up to get on the bus to leave to go back home, she finally comes up to us. She's like, y'all, I am so sorry. I can't say how sorry I am. And then we just looking. We just me-mugging like. And then I told her, I said, I don't feel sorry for you. I don't. She's like, why? Like, why? Like, it wasn't my fault. And I'm like, yes, it is your fault. Because if you didn't sneak out and drink and hit the vape a whole bunch of times, we wouldn't be in this situation. Like, I don't know if it was just me overreacting still to this day, but I don't think I did, because like we trained that entire season so hard for you to just throw it away because you don't care about yourself. And then also there was this boy involved, the boy that she was dating at the time. He was not good for her. Like, he was always giving her problems. He was always, you know, deterring her focus from school and sports. And he ended up coming to the damn regional track meet. I think that's who she went with, to be honest. I'm not sure. I'm not going to make an assumption. But that really pissed me off. She was apologizing and I was not trying to hear it. I really wasn't. And like the whole way home, I'm going over the moment in my head over and over again. And it's just like, how could you do something so stupid? Like, I didn't say that to her face because I was done talking to her at that point. I was just so done with her. And like I said, I think I mentioned this. If I didn't, I'm about to mention it now. Samantha was a senior. So this was like her last year doing everything. Her last year doing volleyball, her last year doing track, her last year doing softball, whatever else she was doing. And she was going to graduate in the next few weeks. And so I'm like, I get that you're done and like you want to get all this over with so you can graduate. But if you did not want to run track for the last year, then why didn't you just quit? Why didn't you just like say you didn't want to run your last year? Because if it was that and you were just going through the motions, especially at the regional level, you could have just said, hey, I don't want to do this. Because that, you taking yourself out of the equation wouldn't have costed us our spot at, wouldn't have costed us our spot at state. I was also mad because, like I said, I did all that work and for what? Now, granted, it wasn't just me putting in the work. It was also my other teammates, and they did great. But like I said, Samantha was always one to go through the motions and not really care and shrug shit off like it wasn't important. She may have not cared about making it to state because she didn't. I don't think she made it before. I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm just saying like that's a possibility. But we had the chance to go to state because I got us ahead. I'm like, not only did you let me down, you let the other two girls down because you wanted to be stupid. Like, why would you drink and smoke when in the next few hours you had to run an entire lap at full speed the next morning? The math was never mathing because, like, why would you do that? Listen, I don't know where her head was at, but it was not in the game. She wasn't giving Troy Bolton. She wasn't in sync with the rest of us. I could say the other two girls on the relay team, they worked their ass off, just like I worked my ass off. And Samantha just went through the motions. She like half-assed everything. And that's pretty much all that happened. Yeah. I know this video was like really short this time, but hey, it is what it is. So yep, that concludes my video for today. Please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you want to. I guess I will see y'all on the next go round. Okay, bye.